you've come to your back, release your hands at your sides. Knees can be bent, legs can be straight. Pick a happy place. And then breathe fully. Big inhales. Full exhales. And as your breath deepens, let more awareness rest in your breath than in anything else. Really turn to your breath. With your next inhale, reach your arms overhead. Extend the legs out straight if they aren't already, and then flex your feet, pulling your toes toward your heart. Push the backs of your legs down into the ground. Stretch your tailbone for your heels. Take your hands up to the ceiling, and then plug your shoulders back toward the floor, and then reach the hands up more. And then find the balance between actively reaching your hands up toward the ceiling and drawing the shoulders back, so that the collarbones stay broad and the upper back stays broad. Front ribs gently soften down, especially with the exhale, rooting the back ribs toward the floor. And then slowly, keeping all of these things active, legs, arms, feet. You're going to slowly take the arms as if you're going to take them overhead, but you might not take them overhead depending on what's happening in your shoulders. So see if you can take the arms overhead, moving purely from the shoulders, not by arching the back and releasing your center. And then wherever that point is, imagine you have a block between your hands. Squeeze the hands toward each other. Keep breathing here. So it's a lot of the energy of plank. One more inhale. And then exhale, curl the shoulders, reach the hands forward toward your feet. Pause here. Take your right leg, lift it up, put your right heel onto your right toes, and then you're going to inhale, exhale, curl a little higher. Inhale, exhale, curl. So your feet are stacked. Keep moving with your breath here. If you need to bring a hand or both of your hands behind your head, go for it if you need that little bit of support. If you're fine reaching, you'll reach for the feet. So left heel's pressing down, right heel's pressing into your left toes, and all your toes are pointing up toward the sky. Next time you come up, you're going to stay up. Stay here. Just reach the arms back by the ears if it's okay. Couple more breaths. Last inhale. And then exhale, release it down. Put the right leg down. Pick up the left leg. Stack left heel to right toes. Inhale. Exhale, curl the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, curl higher. Inhale down, exhale up. You get the idea. Move here with your breath. Next time up, hold it up. Try to pull those arms back by your ears. Breathe. Last inhale. Exhale, release it down. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a good squeeze. And then if it's okay, happy baby, take the feet out wide and hold on to the big toes, or you can hold the pinky side of your foot. And then rock a little side to side. Come through center, cross at your shins. Come up and through, hands come down. Step back, forearm plank, lower down to your forearms, right out of the knees. If you'd like, your knees can be down, give yourself a little more support here. Like neutralize your spine, so pull the belly in, lengthen the tailbone. Pretty much what you did on your back with your arms reaching up, broadening across the collarbones, broadening the upper back. Legs really strong, belly pulling in, front ribs to back ribs. Gaze is a little forward. Breathe. One more. Inhale. And then knees down. Exhale. Stretch back. Child's pose. Push down into your hands. Roll your spine to come up into cat's pose. And then inhale through to cow. Exhale. Round the back. Cats. Inhale. Come into cow. Just a few more rounds like that. Come through neutral spine, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Move around here a little bit. And then from downward facing dog, right leg stretches back. Keep your right leg straight, turn the hip open, lift the leg a little higher. And then if you want, you can drop into your left forearm. Maybe come into your right fingertips, bend that right knee, and just get a nice big stretch off the front of that right thigh. Inhale, come back up through center. And then place your foot between your hands. Turn your back heel down and in, reverse warrior all the way up and back. Sinking down, rising up. Inhale, reach forward. Side angle, right arm to your right thigh, left arm reaches overhead. Nice big expansion. Push down into this right arm to give yourself more space between your ear and your shoulder. Take your top arm, your left arm. You're going to sweep it down and around, come all the way around to straighten the front leg, reverse triangle. Inhale, rise up through center. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Step back to plank. Take an inhale and plank. Shift into the toes, come halfway down, chaturanga. Come back up to plank, inhale. Halfway down, chaturanga. Use your knees if you need to. Inhale up. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale up, downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg stretches back. Keep the leg straight, open the hip, lift the leg a little higher, a little higher. And then maybe bend the knee, lower down onto that right forearm. Maybe come into the left fingertips. And then stretch back, lift the forearm, place your left foot forward, come all the way up and around to reverse warrior. Sink deeply, rise through the left side. Inhale, draw forward, left arm to your left thigh. Side angle, cut that right arm up overhead. Wrap your right tricep toward your cheek. Extend, extend, extend. Find more space. You're gonna take this top arm, this right arm, you're gonna reach it down. Come around, reverse triangle, straightening that front leg. Inhale, rise up. Bring your hands around to the ground with your exhale. Step back, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. This time, upward facing dog or cobra. And then downward facing dog, exhale. Pause here and breathe. Now lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, bring your feet up to your hands. Come halfway with your inhale. Fold down with your exhale. Reach to rise up, inhale. And draw your hands to your heart, exhale. Take a little pause, full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, full. Exhale, out. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Adding movement to that breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, rise. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, look forward. Feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Rise to stand, inhale. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise open, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale to your toes, bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Rise, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Tie to the toes, inhale. Bend your knees, look forward. Feet to hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Rise up to stand, inhale. Draw your hands into your heart, exhale. Pause here. Bend your knees, drop your hips, chair, inhale. So in chair, hips are back, weight in your heels. Really find the breath here. Don't let the intensity of the pose steal the breath. pick up your left foot. Press up to stand. Take your left foot, step to the back of your mat. Crescent pose. Sinking down, rising up. Sinking and rising. One more inhale. Empty your heart, exhale. Sit forward, straighten the back leg, really strong and powerful, or put your back knee down, totally up to you, what feels good here, but keep the back leg really active. Left arm outside of the right thigh, and then start to twist to the right. Inhale, pull the heart forward, pull the head forward. Exhale, empty the belly, go deeper into the twist. Last inhale. Release your hands down with your exhale. Turn your back heel in, straighten your front leg, and then open triangle, Trikonasana. Last inhale. Bring this left arm around, bring it down to the ground, pick up your back heel, plant your hands, step back to plank, inhale, chaturanga, exhale. Up dog, inhale, down dog, exhale. You've got about 5 breaths here in downward facing dog. You don't have to change it. If you want, shorten your stance, narrow your stance, bring your legs together. Look at your thumbs, bend your knees, and then take a little hop. If you'd rather just stay and hold down dog, you'll stay there and you'll hold down dog. And then everybody, knees bent, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Hold down, exhale. Utkatasana, chair. Rise through the heart, scoop the belly back, shift back into your heels. Shins move back, knees move back, belly off the thighs. And press into the left foot, lift the right knee up, rise up, take a breath. Step the right foot to the back of your mat. Crescent pose, sinking down, rising up. Sinking, rising. One more inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Tip forward, work that back leg strong, twisting here. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, empty the belly, take the twist a little deeper. Keep that back leg really active. So if you're on your knee, you're pushing down with that back foot, back knee. If your leg is lifted, you're driving the knee to the sky, quadricep to the sky. One more inhale. Exhale, release out. Turn the right heel to the center of your mat. Unravel the twist, triangle. Top rib cage softens down. Last inhale. Bend the front knee, come onto the back toes. Plant your hands, move with purpose here. Step back, plank. Inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Pause here and breathe. From down dog, right leg stretches back. Bend the knee, open the hip if it feels good. Lower down onto your left forearm if you want. Come into those right fingertips. Inhale, stretch up and back. Place your right foot up between your hands. Reverse warrior, all the way up and back. Side angle, draw forward. Maybe hand to the floor this time. Sweep the left arm down and around. Come up and back. Reverse triangle. Come all the way around. Stay with me. Come onto the back toes. Left hand to the ground. Come onto the pinky side of that left foot. And then come into wild leg. Maybe loading this right leg up off the floor. Maybe making contact and opening up. Find what works. Slowly step your right foot back to the top of your mat. Standing splits on your right leg. Lift your left leg up. Last inhale. Bring your feet together, top of the mat. Chair pose, inhale. Right leg lifts up, rise up to stand. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Crescent pose, inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. Twisting to your left, right arm outside your left thigh. Open it up. Good. Unravel, left hand down. Right heel roots in, triangle. And then rebend the front leg, bring both hands down to the ground. Right hand, right foot, Vashisthasana, opening up. And then left forearm comes down to the ground. Right forearm down to the ground, pause here. Forearm plank and breathe. Again, use your knees if it's better on your body. Otherwise, toes are pushing down. The base of the toes is pushing down the ball of the foot. Heart forward, broaden the collarbones, broaden the upper back. Front ribs to back ribs. Inhale, lift your hips. Take a pause here. Good. Pull the heart forward, push into the hands. See if you can come into downward facing dog without putting your knees down. But maybe you need to. Take care of yourself first and foremost. Pause in down dog. Left leg slowly stretches back. Open the hip. Maybe lower onto that right forearm and come into your left fingertips. And then inhale, come back up through center, lift the forearm, place your foot between your hands. Reverse warrior all the way up and back. And then draw forward side angle. Take that right arm down and around to come up and back, reverse triangle. And then come all the way around. Hands down to the ground. Come onto the right hand, right pinky toe. And then maybe wild thing, or maybe just open up here, floating this left leg off the floor. Come around, left foot comes to the top of your mat. And then standing splits on the left leg. Just lift the right leg up. Chair pose, top of the mat. Lift the left knee up, rise up. You're standing on your right foot, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Crescent pose, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Left arm outside of your right thigh, twist to the right. Exhale, release, right hand down. Left heel roots down, triangle. Open it up. Sweep down to come around. Reverse. Good. Come all the way around. Bring your hands down. Pause here. You're gonna come into your left hand, your left foot. Come into Vashisthasana. Right forearm down. Left forearm down. Your back and forearm plank. Take 2 steps in with your feet. So right, left. Come up into your hands. And then chaturanga. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Take a little breather here. You need a child's pose. Take a child's pose to slow down. Right leg back, inhale. Open the hip, bend the knee, lower down onto the left forearm if you want. If you start to get lighter in this right hand, come back up through center. Place your right foot between your hands. Reverse warrior, up and back. Side angle, draw forward. Come around. Reverse triangle. And bring the hands down. Vashisthasana, opening up. Good. Good. Come into wild thing. Step your right foot to the top of your mat. Standing splits. Chair pose. Shift into your left foot, pick up your right knee, rise up. Step your right foot back of the mat. Crescent pose, inhale. Exhale, hands into your heart, twist to your left. Release your hands down. Right heel roots down, triangle, opening up. Good, reverse it back. Come all the way up. And then bring your hands down to the ground. Right hand, right foot, Vashisthasana. Left forearm comes down. Right forearm comes down. Breathe. Take a step with each foot in. Hips are a little bit tight. Lift up into your hands. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise, inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg back. Open the hip. Maybe lower down onto that right forearm. Maybe get light in the left fingers. Come back to center. Step your left foot forward. Reverse warrior up and back. Side angle. Exhale, come forward. Sweep the right arm around. Straighten the front leg. Come all the way up and back. Reverse triangle. Bring the hands back down. Come into Vashisthasana. Right hand, right foot. Little pause. And then wild thing, or maybe float that leg. And then step your left foot all the way. Top of the mat. Standing splits. Chair pose, inhale. Shift into the right foot, pick up the left foot. Step your left foot back of your mat. Crescent, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Left arm outside your right thigh. Twisting here. Right hand down, left heel down, triangle. Let's reverse it up and back. And then come all the way around. Left hand, left foot, Vashisthasana. And then right forearm down to the ground. Left forearm down to the ground. Walk your feet in one step each. Inhale, lift into plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Smooth, steady breath. Slow down. Good, knees down to the ground. And then take a little pause. All right, so you can watch before you do in case it doesn't make sense. We're going dolphin to plank. Dolphin to plank. So it's gonna look like this. You're in dolphin. You rise up. You're in plank. You come back to dolphin. You rise up. You're in plank. Of course, you can use your knees as a transition. Yeah? Let's go. 5 times. So actually, let's start in plank. Come to plank, inhale. And then exhale, bend the elbows, hug them in toward each other, lower down into dolphin. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hold dolphin. You've got 5 breaths here. Maybe bring your feet in closer to your elbows. Stay and breathe. Walk your feet back, bring your knees to the ground, and child's pose. Pause and breathe, pause and breathe. Got about 5 breaths here, just smooth everything out. Okay, from child's pose. So if you want to watch again first, we're going to do that same plank dolphin, but we're going to add in chaturanga. So knees are great here. Knees are great. You can also just skip it because I can't see what you're doing anyway. So just make it work. So if you want to watch one time, you go from plank to dolphin to plank to chaturanga. Plank, dolphin, plank, chaturanga. Yeah? Let's go for 5. So we'll go Together-ish, since I'm not entirely sure what you're doing, but together-ish. Come to plank to start. Take a couple breaths in plank. Straight arm plank. Take an inhale. Lift the hips, bend the elbows. Lower down, dolphin. Inhale, back up to plank. Use your knees if you need to. Tip forward, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Keep the hips lifted as you lower down, dolphin. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Lift the hips. Lower the forearms, dolphin. Inhale, plank. Chaturanga. You've got two more. Inhale, plank. And then exhale, dolphin. Inhale, plank. Chaturanga. Last one. Inhale, dolphin, exhale. Inhale, plank. This time go through chaturanga, up dog. And downward facing dog. Right leg back, inhale. Right knee, left tricep, exhale. Inhale, back. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, back. Exhale, place your foot between your hands. Shift into that front foot. Right hand forward out to the side. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Lifting up. Good. Maybe bend the top leg. Possibly find the foot and kick it back. Maybe kick it up. You have the foot, release it, yes. Bring it around, chair, top of the mat. Pick up your heels, sink down. Toes down, lift the heart. Really nice, bring your hands into your heart. So if it doesn't feel okay to be here in toe stand, you're gonna come into chair, it's totally fine. We're just gonna twist it. So take your left arm to your right thigh. So in toe stand, it's more of a balance pose than anything. And then push and open. Keep the outer ankles pressing inward. Come back up through center. Root the heels, come back into chair. Come back into chair. Really good, really good. Keep the breath fluid. Pick up your heels. Start to sink down again into toe stand. Take a few breaths here. Slowly bring your hands to your heart. And then we're switching sides, so right arm outside the left thigh. And it becomes more of a balance pose than a really deep twist here, depending on how you feel. Come back through center. Push your heels down, back into chair. I keep pushing myself right out of chair. Good. Couple more breaths. One more inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Halfway inhale. Chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale and up. Down dog. Exhale. Pause. Take your feet wide as your mat. Take your right hand, press it down like crazy. Wrap your right tricep back. Get light in your left hand, pick it up. Bring your left hand to your right shoulder. Inhale, shift into plank. Shift back to down dog. Take your left hand to your right ankle. Twist under that right side. Release your left hand back down to the ground and pause. Press your left hand down like crazy, like crazy. Bring your right hand to your left shoulder. So cross your body. Hug the arm into your body. And then inhale, shift into plank. One more inhale. And then exhale. Reach back with your right hand for your left leg. Just twist under. Release your hand. Walk your hands back to your feet. Keep your feet pretty wide. As wide as they are is great. Bring your hands behind your hips, lace your fingers, and then just open up the chest. Stretch the fingers away from the shoulders. Legs can be bent. Drop your head. Shift weight toward your toes. Let your spine decompress. Just let it hang down. Bend the knees a lot. Release the hands around. You can narrow your stance if you want, or you can keep your feet wide. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. Malasana, just dropping the hips, bringing the hands through your heart in prayer. One more inhale. Release your hands down to the ground. Bring your feet together. Turn your toes to the left and then sit your hips down. So heels pop up. So we're back into toe stand in a twist. And you've got both your hands down. So you can just stay here, working your left arm into your right thigh and pulling your chest forward. Or you're going to take all that energy that we worked with in dolphin to plank and chaturanga, and you're going to put that in your arms. Put your hands down on the ground. Look forward, tip forward. And then you can keep your feet down. Just start to kind of push into the feet to lift your butt up. And then as you feel more confident in the arms, maybe the feet float up. And you come into side crow. This right elbow wants to kind of flare out, hug it in. You actually start to get lighter in the right hand, and you feel like you're taking more in the left. Last inhale, scoop the belly, and then release it down. Come to your center, separate your feet. First two fingers and thumb, wrap your big toes, pull your heart forward, and then exhale, melt it down. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Release your hands down to the ground. Bring your feet back in together. Turn your toes to the right. So your heels are going to pop up. We're coming back into that toe stand twist, but we're just doing it with the hands down at the ground. So be on your fingertips here. Push your right arm into your left thigh. Broaden the chest, but keep the upper back broad also. So really pull the heart through as if you were in plank. And then release your hands to the floor if you want. Push into your toes to kind of lift your butt up. And that gives you the framework. And then maybe you just start to get that sense of tipping, looking forward, and the feet might float up off the ground, but they don't have to. Last inhale. Release the feet down, they came up. Turn center, separate your feet, hips distance or wider. Whole hand, palm up under the sole of your foot. Halfway inhale. Keep the length, exhale, melt down, stretch out those wrists. Inhale, heart forward. Release your hands with your exhale. Bend your knees a lot. Send your butt to the back of your mats. And then drop your hips down. Come all the way down for bridge pose. Lying down. Press your feet down. Press your shoulders down. Turn your palms to the sky. Press the backs of your hands and all of your fingernails down to rise up. Release down with your exhale. Take a pause. So first one, you kind of get it in. And then let's fine tune the second one a little bit more. And this can be an upward facing bow if you prefer over bridge pose. But if you're repeating bridge, inner feet, big toes, base of big toe, same thing, an upward facing bow. For bridge, the big difference is that your shoulders are your foundation in addition to your feet. Watch the legs, everyone. Try not to just let them fall outward. Outer legs, outer thighs, outer calves, pressing gently inward. This time, if you're in bridge, maybe lace the hands, and then maybe draw the shoulders under more, but without pinching the shoulder blades together, without compromising the back. So keep the upper back broad, and just draw the shoulders under, like the outer shoulders. And then hollow the belly. Last inhale. And release down with your exhale. Take a little pause there. I always break my hair tie in bridge pose. I don't know what the deal is. It's the perfect placement apparently. Bring your hands next to your ears if you'd like to come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Otherwise, bridge pose, last back bend here. Press down to your feet, hands or shoulders, and then rise, inhale. Inner feet active, outer legs pressing gently inward, low back long, collarbones broad, upper back broad. Last inhale, and down, carefully exhale. Take the feet wide, drop your knees into each other. Bring your hands to your belly, to your ribs, to your heart, wherever it feels good, where you can feel your breath in and out. Arms like a cactus, both knees to the right. Squeeze the left glute. Push the left hip forward a little bit more. Come back through center. Drop the knees to the left. Engage the right glutes. Push the right hip forward. Come back through center. Left foot stays on the ground. Cross your right ankle on your left thigh. Open this right knee. Neutralize your spine. So feel what that feels like. For me, that's sacrum, shoulder blades, back of the head. Those are my contact points. I'm gonna do my best to keep those contact points when I lift this left leg up. So try not to just imprint my low back into the floor. Instead, see if I can keep a neutral spine. If that bothers your back, by all means, push your low back into the floor to give it some protection. But little bit, just a little bit of abdominal engagement here to kind of help maintain that neutral spine. This isn't passive. It's not passive. As always, come back to your breath. Last inhale. Release the left foot back down to the ground. Take your right hand to the pinky side of your right foot and come into half happy baby. Really pull this right knee down so that the quadricep comes into contact with the ground, and then start to get heavy in the left hip. Maybe extend the left leg out straight. Maybe. You extended the left leg, bring the foot back flat. Release the right foot down to the ground. Cross your left ankle on your right thigh. Open, open. Neutralize your spine. Feel what that feels like. And then thread the needle, lifting the right leg up. Full in, full out with the breath. Last big inhale. Good. Just put the right foot back down on the floor. Half happy baby with that left leg. Pull down so the quadricep comes down to contact. And then maybe extend the right leg out straight. And then put the right foot back down on the ground. Bring the left foot to the floor. Take the arms overhead. Reach, reach, reach long, and then extend the legs out. Get a full extension from your hands to your feet. Good. If you want, you can rock up to seated and take Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. If you're comfortable in plow pose, I'm going to take you into plow pose today. So if you want, your hands can actually stay over your head here. Let me scoot down just a little bit. And then if it feels okay, you can just start to lift the legs up overhead. And if you want, you can actually hold your feet with your hands here. If you're comfortable, you can tuck the toes. But I want this to be a little bit more of like a passive, easy plow. So without getting too crazy here. And then start to deepen the crease of the hips so that this sense of the hip line starts to melt. it's okay. Maybe hold your toes and then gently pull the sitting bones away. If you're in a seated forward fold, rise up and then come onto your backs. If you're in plow, just slowly roll down. Bend both of your knees, take your knees over to the right, take your left arm to the left. Come through center. Switch the other way. Come back through center. If you have a wall that's open and available to you, I'm going to go legs up the wall instead of classical Shavasana. So all you have to do is move yourself to the wall, take your legs up, and then pivot your spine out. So if this feels like a good way for you to end your practice today, you can come here. Otherwise, seated meditation, lying in classical Shavasana. Release your eyes. Feel whatever it is that's supporting you. So if it's the floor, it's the floor. If it's the floor on the wall, feel the wall on the mat. And then give up some resistance to those support structures. So the ground, the wall if you're using it. And then start to soften the more subtle things like your jaw, your breath, stay soft, stay quiet, stay exactly how you are physically. Just notice how you feel. Notice how this practice affects you. And then slowly wake up your hands and your feet. Hug your knees into your chest. If your legs are up the wall, just bend your knees as if you were hugging them in. And then everyone roll to your side.
Rise all the way up to seated. And then bring your hands to your heart. Let's take a moment here. So my high school friends and I, we started an online class at Yale today. I know I'm like an Ivy Leaguer, it's too much. It's really impressive, I know. But it's on the science of wellness and happiness. And I've done pretty much the first week of work, just about, this morning, because I was so excited about it because it's so in my wheelhouse. And one of the initial principles that the professor talked about, who was also like 25, by the way, was something she calls a G.I. Joe factor. And it was referring back to the 1980s cartoon G.I. Joe, where at the end it was saying, now you know, and that's the power. And she's saying that's not the power. We all know what we have to do to feel like this, but to do it is a whole, like, another level. So I haven't gotten to that part yet of how to change behavioral patterns, but the fact that you're here now, the fact that you joined me by video to practice says so much about how you are approaching your own personal happiness at this time. And so knowing what to do, we all know what to do to make ourselves feel better: meditate, exercise, practice yoga, eat well, have meaningful relationships. All these things build into our happiness level, but to actually do them is like next level. So I want to just say thank you for taking your happiness in your own hands and being here. I so appreciate it. That was a lot to say for an ending. Namaste.